Hi there, it's Ms Giles here with a read aloud. I've got some stuffies with me, some furry creatures, and I hope you do too. They like stories as much as anybody does, and they're nice to snug. I'm going to hold the book really close up to the camera because the illustrations in this book are really beautiful. It's called The Emperor and the Nightingale. This is an old, very old story retold by Brenda Parks and illustrated by Yen Lau. I'll show you the cover. For those of you who are interested in illustration, the style here is cut paper, and it looks like maybe the background has been painted and then the illustrations have been built up with cut paper. All right, here we go. Long ago, there was an emperor who loved beautiful things. He lived in a splendid palace filled with treasures. Around the palace was a beautiful garden where he sometimes walked. But the emperor had never been beyond his garden. He had never been into the forest where there lived a nightingale. One day, a traveler came to the palace. He had walked through the forest on his way, and he told the emperor that he had heard a nightingale singing. "I have never heard a more beautiful song," said the traveler. The emperor sent for his servants. "Why have you not told me about this remarkable bird?" he said. "Bring it to me at once." So the servants dropped whatever they were doing and went off to search for the nightingale. They searched everywhere for a beautiful bird, but found nothing. Then, when they were about to give up, they met the daughter of a woodcutter. "I have heard the nightingale sing many times," said the little girl. Then she looked up into the trees and pointed to a small brown bird perched high in the branches. "There it is. That is the bird that sings so beautifully," she said. "But it looks so plain and dull," cried the servants. "It could not possibly have a beautiful song." The girl smiled and called to the bird, "Nightingale, nightingale, please sing." And the nightingale began to sing, filling the forest with beautiful music. "Nightingale, your emperor wishes to hear you. Come with us to the palace," said one of the servants. This forest is my home," thought the nightingale, "but I will go to the palace to please the emperor." The emperor was surprised when he saw the small brown bird. He wondered if it really had the beautiful song he had heard about. "Sing, nightingale," he said. "Please sing for your emperor." The nightingale perched on the back of the throne and began to sing. Tears of joy rolled down the emperor's face. Never before had he heard such a beautiful sound. "My song has pleased the emperor," thought the nightingale. "That is a rich reward." The nightingale was given a golden cage with a golden perch. And every night the little brown bird sang for the emperor. As its fame spread through the land, many people visited the palace just to hear it. The nightingale missed its home in the forest, but it stayed in the palace for many months. I wonder how I would feel having to go away from my home and the forest and trees and grass and other creatures. He seems pretty nice. Then one day, a package was delivered to the palace. When the emperor opened it, he found a toy nightingale covered in precious jewels. The emperor wound up the toy bird, and a lovely song poured out of the golden beak. The emperor was delighted with the new nightingale. It was beautiful to look at, and it never grew tired. The emperor listened to the toy bird day and night. When at last the emperor remembered the real nightingale, he went to its cage, but the bird had gone. It had flown back to the forest, sad that the emperor no longer wanted to listen to its song. No one seemed to care that the real nightingale had gone. See, there he goes through the window. And the emperor is only looking now at the toy bird. "This toy bird is truly beautiful," said the emperor. "That other one could sing, but it looked dull and plain." So the toy bird was given the golden cage that had been made for the little brown nightingale. The toy bird made the emperor very happy. For a year and a day it sang and sang and sang. But one night there was a loud ping inside the toy bird, and the singing suddenly stopped. Toy makers came from all over the land to try to repair the bird, but nothing could make it sing again. The emperor was so unhappy that he became ill. Each day he became more and more unhappy, and each day he grew thinner and weaker. His doctors thought he would die. One evening he asked his servant to bring the toy nightingale to his bedside so that he could look at it. "Please, please sing for me and make me well again," said the emperor. But the golden beak remained closed. You can't really talk to something that's not alive, huh? The doctors were in despair. Despair means they were so sad. They were desperately sad and worried. It was then that the woodcutter's daughter was brought to the emperor. The little brown nightingale was perched upon her shoulder. "Nightingale, please, please sing for me and make me well again," said the emperor. And the plain little beak opened, and out poured the beautiful song of the real bird. On and on it sang, filling the palace with its sweet sound. The emperor felt his strength returning. He had tears in his eyes as he listened to the beautiful song. "How foolish I was to value a toy more than a real bird," he said. From that day on, the little brown bird often came to the palace to sing for the emperor, and they were both contented for the rest of their lives. See, they're having a relationship, right? The bird gets to choose to come to the palace, and he chooses to do that because he sees that it makes the emperor happy, but he's also able to have his own life. And the emperor sees that he shows kindness to the bird and lets the bird have his own life, and then he gets beautiful music. I hope you like this story, The Emperor and the Nightingale. And when we get back to school, if you like it so much you'd like to read it yourself, it's a little white book, and it's in my library. See you next time.